Yo, 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 what's up, YouTube fam? I am back with another video. It's your boy Stevenson Lindor. It is January 18th, Sunday, January 18th. As promised, I told you guys I'll try to deliver at least minimum one new YouTube video every week. Before I get started, as always, like, share, comment, subscribe to this channel, and let's rock and roll. Last week was awesome. If you guys are a part of the free Telegram community. And if you don't have access, it's in the description box below. So far, good start to the first 2 weeks. We killed it on the last 2 days. Gold, UJ, absolutely killer. Brand new week and looking to have another one. Keep it rocking and rolling. So let's get to it. So let's start with the DXY. Now, did open up with a gap. And we're also at a POI zone. Looks like we're pulling back. Now, we're still in a downtrend, right? And you can see that. And it's very important. I want you guys to keep this in mind. It's very, very vital and important that you mark up the higher time frames. Always mark up. Always mark up the higher time frames, especially the daily. How I was able to get that gold sell and that GU sell. I initially had a buy, probably like 2 days prior, and then I had to look at the daily because let me show you. We'll get back to the DXY real quick. So what happened was I was on the 1 hour, and this is a classic example. This is where a lot of traders, including myself, we get caught up, right? I had a change of character here, right, on the 1 hour, springboard up, and then I was looking for a buy. And we were originally in for a buy. The buy was going well, right? Boom. But then when I went to the daily and I had to look back at the daily, I realized, oh no, this is not a buy. This was actually a retest for a sell, right? So if you look over here on the daily, that's why I always tell you guys, mark up the daily. Higher high, higher high, higher high, right? See this bullish, this large bullish engulfing candle, right? Well, not engulfing, but large candle. Boom, right? That was my change of character. And when this impulsive move down and caused this change of character here, look what it left behind. This fair value gap, right? Imbalance candle. See, if I even put the indicator, talk about this several sessions ago, right? Fair value gap. Just type fair value gap or FVG, and then boom. So you see how it identifies this fair value gap? So I forgot about it. So this buy on the 1 hour, that's what that was. That's what this was. So I was like, whoa, 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 we got to sell. It feels like a buy based on the 1 hour, but this is actually a sell. So we got in our shorts, and that's when I notified you guys. I let you know, hey, I'm selling GU, and then we caught the sell right here. Boom, right? And then started consolidate, and then Friday, small pullback, came back down. Then I cashed out before the weekend's over. And now, boom, same thing with gold. Now, the difference with gold, we're in a strong uptrend for sure, right? No question about it. But notice this right here, right? And let me hide this for a second. Before this wick, we had this big fair value gap. And I knew, right, there was going to be a sell down here. Either price was going to close, keep dropping, or it was just going to wick and then head back up, which is what it's currently doing. So then we went to the smaller time frame, right? Preferably the 1 hour, zoomed in. We were getting some divergence, if you noticed, right? This whole part right here, right? divergence was starting to form. So I got my higher high, I got my higher low, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then boom, voila, break. Retest, and this was your sell entry, right? Dropped, consolidated, and then we got our big sell about over 400 pips on Friday. I dropped the video in the Telegram. All right. Just to remind you guys. And again, this is our trading community. We trade in the mornings, Monday through Thursday. Sometimes I'll do evening sessions, Friday nights, not Friday nights, but Friday morning. But as you guys can see, community trading, people active. This is what you want to be a part of. You want to be a part of a community, guys. All right. So a lot of you guys are in the free Telegram right here. So as you can see here, I showed you guys, updated you, and I'm trying to show you even through my live account how to properly trade, take proper risk management, protect your trades, all of that, right? Give you real-time results. Show you how you can properly grow your account. And then boom, we got our sell-off, right? So perfect. So like I said, it went, and notice it came right back up because the job is filled. We're in a big uptrend. Price didn't stay down here. It filled these fair value gaps here and continue the uptrend, right? Remember, I wouldn't start looking for a major sell. You can catch small pullbacks on the smaller time frame, but until we get a bearish candle closing below a bullish candle, right? Looked like it was going to happen, but like I said, price dropped and then it started to aggressively pull it back, right? This previous higher high right here, there you go. So fair value gap, retested, break a structure level, and now, boom, opened up this week with a gap. So that's how we were able to catch GU and gold. And again, make sure you mark up your daily time frames, right? You understand it fully because now it's going to be easy once you get down to the 1 hour, the 15-minute, and so on and so forth to trade. But if I just go based off what's happening on the 1 hour, just what's happening on the 15-minute, I'm going to get lost and I'm going to get caught up. So looking at the DXY based on this daily, all right, price has pulled back. Perfect. All right, right at this POI level. Now, we want to see for Monday to start off, are we getting a close below here and are we going to get a pullback? Or is price going to stay above here and then continue rising to the next swing high, which is right here? All right. So far on the 1 hour, got a sharp move. Just got this break here. Now you guys know what comes next. Do we get a correction? Or do we get another move back up here? All right. If we get a correction, basically a nice retest, just same way price pull back here, same way price pull back here, and then led to that, and then led to that. So in reverse, we will get our sell. All right. So I don't like to normally trade on Mondays. I rarely jump into a trade. I like to see what the market does, but this is what we are seeing so far. And of course, I'm going to update you guys in the Telegram and tell you which trades I like, which one's looking very attractive, right? So same thing. So if you realized, DXY is Euro USD, but in reverse. So pretty much same chart. Just broke here, right? So are we retesting for another sell or are we coming back up? Right? Again, the higher the time frame, the bigger you can see the overall picture, right? At some point in the distant future, yeah, we're going to see price pull back over here to get this fair value gap, right? But this is the weekly chart. This is going to be months, probably a year in advance. All right. Last time we were here was February, so it might be a while. That's why I don't really like to go above the daily unless I have to. So let's just focus right now. Daily, perfect. As long as I know what's going on the daily, I'm good. So, are we getting a change of character here? Or are we going to pretty much continue dropping, right? Time will tell. So if we wake up tomorrow morning and we see prices up, then we can anticipate a pullback and then a continuation up. If price does not break up, we're looking for another sell. All right. Always wait for the confirmation, guys. Always wait. Don't be in a rush. There's no need to rush. What are you rushing for? Huh? What are you rushing for? Let the market tell you what it's going to do. As long as you properly mark up the higher time frames, especially the daily, right? You see right here? I'm going to keep giving you guys example. See how this fair value gap right here? Boom. See how price came back in, right? Every time, notice fair value gaps are left behind, especially on the daily chart. It's easy, guys, right? I can show you example after example after example, right? Go back here. See this? Close above. This fair value gap right here, right? Obviously, this got filled with all this pushing up, and then this got filled as well. And remember, if you need the indicator, put it. See? So you see how on the daily push. So that's why it's important. Mark up your higher time frame fair value gaps. So now all you got to do when you go down to the smaller time frame is wait. Right? Is wait. Wait and watch for price action to give you the answer. Watch for price action to give you the answer. Watch for price action to give you the answer. See that? Fair value gap, wick back in. Fair value gap, wicks back in. Those are the zones that you want to watch. Now, the smaller the time frame, I already know what you're going to ask. Oh, Steve, if I go down to maybe a 5-minute, you're going to see more fair value gaps. The smaller time frame, the more it's going to populate. The higher the time frame, the less noise, right? You want to eliminate noise, ladies and gentlemen. Eliminate noise as much as possible. You don't want noise. All right. It's already noisy when you're trading. You don't want to confuse yourself that much more, right? You just want to pay attention to the main levels. Think about it. I had somebody brought this up, which is true. You know how most of us have green, red candles? Even if you have to do it, right? Change the colors of the candles. All right? Change the colors of the candles. Why? Because all you want to worry about is the main zones, main demand zones, main supply zones, without psychologically tricking yourself and worrying about seeing red and green, red and green. Make sense? All right. You, again, clarity is what you are searching for. All right. Clarity is what you're searching for. So if I take care, if I get rid of the candles, right? I go to settings, go to candles. So boom, let's go to settings. There we go. And check this out, for example. Click here, and let's say I just make them white. Perfect. And then the body white. Perfect. Right? Let's just do this for a second. Now, all I see is, actually, this looks a little ghetto. Looks like a Christmas tree. Let's turn that white. White. And the wicks, white and white. All right. I'm just trying to prove a point here, guys. All right. Boom. I'm gonna leave this here for a second. I want you guys to think about this, right? Now you're not worrying about buyers, which is green, sellers, which is red. The color aspect from a psychological standpoint, right? We always talk about psychology and trading, psychology and trading. Now all you have is white or is black. How do you know what's what? Check this out though. I don't necessarily need to know if price is on a downtrend or going up. I just need to know structure. Structure is I got a supply zone here. Structure is I got a demand zone here. Structure is I have fair value gaps that I can identify. See where I'm going with this? See this fair value gap right here? Right, and it's on the daily. See how this candle right here wicked down to fill in this fair value gap to set up for a buy? I'm going to circle it and watch when I go down to a minute's time frame. All right. Uh-oh. Look at that. What's that? What's that? There's your change of character. And there's your move up. Right? There's your change of character. And there's your move up. Just by understanding structure. Just by understanding lower lows and lower highs. Lower lows and lower highs. Right? When you understand structure, you understand price on a higher time frame. You understand imbalances and fair value gaps. It makes all the difference, guys. It makes all the difference. The fact of the matter is, are you able, when you see something like this, again, higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character. And again, you see how price made this sharp move down? Now notice something. I want you guys to look. Look at all the fair value gaps left behind. Right here. See how price comes back? Basically in this zone, the structural zone. So I have my change of character. Boom. Have my pullback. And then I had a small sell-off. Not a big sell-off, but a small sell-off. Right? As you can see, price did not close below here. And then we rally. But for a scalper, for somebody who trades on the minutes time frame, 1 minute, 3 minute, this is all you need. Just understanding that this is all you need. A quick 30 to 40 pip move. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? For those watching this, literally game changer. All right. And the more you understand structure, the easier this gets. Right. So when I know I'm in a downtrend, like this right here, I know I'm in a downtrend. Obviously, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. There's no need for me to look for a buy on this bullish imbalance fair value gap. Why? Because when price came up, it did not break this previous lower high. We are in a downtrend. It's in my best interest. If anything, screw this to look for a buy. I'm in a downtrend. I want to look for the sells. So the same way I want to look for the sells of a POI, I want to look for the sells of a fair value gap. Right? I want to look for the sells of the fair value gap. When I'm in an uptrend, I want to look for the buyers of the fair value gaps, right? Just like that gold. That was a buyer of the fair value gap, right? We're already in an uptrend, higher high. This right here is a fair value gap of an uptrend. I don't care for the sells yet. We're not in a downtrend. So when I'm in the smaller time frames, I want to look for the buys. So yes, I use this to my advantage because I knew price was going to come down here. And it did what it was supposed to do. I just need that to zoom in. Caught the sell, and then as soon as price whipped down and filled in those fair value gaps, continued going up. Okay? So it's all mindset. Let me change this back. I don't know if this was hurting people's eyes, but I just wanted to point something out and prove to you. Once you understand structure, right? All that other stuff, it don't matter. Actually, this is green. This is red. Right. All right, boom. Right. Once you understand structure, color, everything else, indicators, none of that matters. I understand structure, I understand trends, I understand levels. I know what to look for as far as buyers and sellers go. I just got to make sure I have marked up on the higher time frames properly, which is going to allow me to trade on the smaller time frames correctly. All right. All right. So let me give you guys a few setups that I see that I like. Um, DXY. Like I said, we're gonna watch here. And actually, I was looking at Euro USD. So yeah, see, are we gonna get that change of character, or are we gonna go back down for a sell? All right. So we're gonna be patient. Let me look at Forex Factory. How much news do we got? Tomorrow is why is tomorrow? Oh yeah, Martin Luther King. Bank. Martin Luther King. I'm sorry, this is Sunday. Sorry, guys. 19, Martin Luther King Day. So I think the bank's closed. But we got CAD news. So we'll look at CAD. Then we got Great Britain on Tuesday. So I'll look at GCAD for you. GA for you. Great Britain USD. And JPY. So we got an active week. Whew. We got an active week. All right. Get this. GU was wonderful. Like I said from last week, caught this drop. Looking at this from a daily perspective, again, we just had a close below here on Thursday and then Friday, probably a retest. And I would like to see GU come down here, fill in this fair value gap. All right. So let's go to the 4 hour. And this is what we really would like to see. Price pull back right around here, structure point, and then continue dropping. Then continue dropping. So essentially, if you go back, let me go back to the daily real quick. I don't want to see, as long as price don't break above here, right? That was the last bullish candle. It's the bearish candle. So as long as price don't break above here, I'll be looking for a sell, right? This was my close below on Thursday. Then that was Friday's candle. So as long as we don't break above this structural area right here, got a little fair value gap right there, I'll be looking for a sell. look for another sell. So I want to see this pullback. I'm going to add an alert. Boom. And this is where I want to watch for myself. All right. Let me look at GCAD. GCAD. She had a sell set up on this. So let me show you what I was thinking. Let's bring this back. So on the daily, as you can see here, price trying to go up. I think we're trying to get up here. All right. Got all this. Let's go on the 4 hour. All right. I would love to see same thing, kind of like GU, kind of pull back, go for a sell. So let's grab this sell and then probably reverse and go back up and hit this higher level to fill. Make sense? Hit this higher. And once we go back to fill that up, then we set up for a big sell and grab all this liquidity down here and head for this low. Right? But this is all long term. This is based off the daily, so that's going to take some time. For now, this week, again, I would like to see a pullback right inside here. And then look for a sell. Come fill this fair value gap. Give you about 130 pips, maybe more. And then we look. So I need price action currently right here, probably Monday. Crawl up, crawl up. As long as we don't break above here, we're going to look for a sell. So basically a bearish candle. Or go down to the minutes and watch for the sequence again. Basically like this. Change a character and then sell off. Get that 100 pip move. And then once price comes around here, we're going to watch. See if we get that buy to go back up. So that's my trade idea on GCAD. What other news we got? We did GU, GCAD, GA. GA. Same thing. See all these imbalance candles? You guys, right? Lower low, lower low. Let's go to the daily. So again, daily. Clearly we in a downtrend. This is the candle. As long as price don't close above there. Let's go to the 4 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour. Right? And we could use fibs if we want to measure this leg. So almost at the 50. Obviously, I would like to see it pull back a little bit more. Get around the 618. Maybe go a little higher and then look for another sell. So far on these Great Britain pound pairs, we got a lot of sells. All right. Got a lot of sells. All right. Great risk to reward. 1 to practically 5. So GA, looking for a sell. GCAD, looking for a sell. GU, I'm looking for a sell. And I saw we got JPYs at the end of the week. And let's look at JPY. Already dropped, hit my TP. Man, this would have been nice. Caught a little bit of the sell. I was looking for a bigger pullback. That did not happen. Luckily, we got a big sell coming. We are on 4 hour. Let's go to the daily. Yeah. Goes below. Plus we got this fair value gap right here. See? That's what I mean. See that? Right on target. Right on target. I want to see price come back inside here and then drop into this demand zone right here, right? Like I said, when you're in an uptrend, you got buyer fair value gaps. When you're on a downtrend, you got sellers fair value gaps. Let's go down to the 4 hour. Let's go down to the 1 hour. Right. All I care about is the main one, the big ones. Close this gap, pull back inside here, and then look for another sell. See how I do that? Perfect. Perfect. All right. And then look for another cell. And definitely add an alert. I already did that. Just need to that there. So far, all the great brand pound pairs definitely looking to sell. All right. And what else do I like? I don't really care for NU. Great brand's a very slow pair. All right, let's see. Gold. So okay, gold create a new high. I would just like to see our retest, create another new high. If any reversal, obviously we're going to need a break, change of structure, retest before selling. But as of right now, continue to buying. I will leave this alone. I'll get back to you guys on this later on in the week. Want to see what gold and silver is trying to do. Let's go over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is dropping. Yes. So you see here, I actually had Bitcoin dropping. Again, another example. See here on this daily, I already had it marked up, right? It's fair value gap. It doesn't matter, guys. At some point, price will enter there. It will come back there, as it did here. I knew this was not the beginning of a bull run on crypto. If you thought it was not. Came back, filled it in, and now we're selling again. Right? So now we're going to make our way down to the smaller time frame. So we got to close below here. And look at this fair value gap right here. Boom. Close below, plus this fair value gap. I want to go down 4 hour, 1 hour, and take a wild guess. I want to see a retest. I would love to see this pull back. And then we're going to go back down to around 89,000. Right? Definitely adding an alert here. I will let you guys know in the free Telegram chat. This is a very, very good move. All you got to wait for is that retest. Voila. Look at all those pips, over 4,000 pips. All right. So I don't want to make this video too long. Pretty much showed you guys how I was able to catch gold and GU to end the week off. All right. Make sure you look and properly dissect the higher time frames, especially the daily. You don't have to go to the weekly, monthly, unless you can't, unless price tells you you have to, like you can't see beyond daily. And then work your way down. Use the indicator if you must, fair value gap. It will point it out for you, and just wait for price to pull back. Because once you understand what's going on the daily, again, guys, it's super easy to trade on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour, on the 15 minutes. Why you guys think in my Telegram I'm always hitting? If you're really plugged in, I'm always hitting week after week after week. We might get tagged out of a trade 1 or 2 times. At the end of the day, we always gonna come out on top. You guys should know that. If you've been watching me for however long you have, you know I'm always gonna come out on top. All right. I make trading easy. I make it simple. Okay. So as always, guys, appreciate you. Love you. That's all my time for today. I will keep you posted in the free Telegram. If you want access to the private community, you want to trade with us, guys, you want to get on these morning sessions with us, hit me up. My email's in the description box, my social media accounts. All right, guys, there's no monthly fee. There's no extra this. I'm not going to charge you $10,000 a month. None of that. All you got to do is set up an account that we use. And then pretty much come join with us. Come trade. All right. So let's get it. Let's go. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one. Let's have an amazing trading week.